This camera kind of sucks when it's starting off, but I can't wait to get a new camera. Anyways, I seem to be obsessing over Russell Simmons. I, this guy is like driving me insane. This guy's even promoted his credit card or bank or whatever. This guy's going down to Occupy Wall Street to make his little infomercials. He's selling stuff. This guy is not in support of anything good. He's the typical let me destroy you by, and get you. He offers you candy. I'm a guru. I care about you. I'm a yogi. It's all about God. It's all about helping. You know, that gets you in, and then he kills you. It's and you just got to kind of look at his insanity a bit. So I thought I'd, look up some of his famous quotes to see his insanity. In my experience, there's only one thing that will always steer you towards success. That's to have a vision and stick with it. Once I have a vision for a new venture, I'm going to ride that vision until the wheels come off. So he has a vision to make as much money until the wheels of the planet fall off. This guy won't stop until he destroys the planet. He don't care if the wheels falls off because he's so friggin' driven with his vision of a good idea. Now, I would say he's probably a good guy if he was family orientated, like had a vision for his family. But the guy got divorced. Guy's got 2 kids. They're all sitting there going, greed, 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 greed. Gimme, 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 gimme. The only thing these kids are learning is how to say gimme, gimme, gimme like their father. There was one quote he said in his tweets, which was like the most priceless one. Neediness is the cause of suffering. Needing nothing is how you attract everything. Exactly where you can tell a needy person. A needy person always needs something. They are always in need of something. Russell seems to be in need of a lot of money because he doesn't have enough money. He needs more and more and more and more and more and more and more money. He hasn't got enough money yet. He's got to go and get more because he needs. The level of his neediness is measured by the size of his bank account and how much stuff he has. He is one of the most needy people going, which is causing all of his suffering. So he thinks all of the sufferings out there that he's going to go out and fix. Yet all he does is make everybody suffer because that's his idea of not suffering. He thinks he's not suffering, but he is, according to his own words. Needing nothing is how you attract everything. So you know what, Russell? Why don't you stop needing money? Why don't you stop needing all your friggin' stuff? And then you'll attract everything. So far, Russell, you got shit. And you're all selling books. I got shit. I know shit. I haven't got anything but shit to offer. Because I'm friggin' insane. I can't even see that I'm needy. Like he is needy. How can you get away from that one statement? How can you get away from not being needy when he's constantly spending every one of his days fulfilling his needs? Not the needs of the planet, his needs. Let's see what other kind of and then when I seen him on that protest with this Conway, it's like, does Conway not look like, I don't want to be here, I don't know what to say? He really looked like he was handled. Russell was his handler. He spoke with him, told him where to go. This Conway is completely controlled. And you've seen who the handler is. Russell Simmons. Can you imagine how his kids are? And I mean, even his ex-wife, the fab life. Like, where's the insanity of putting your insanity on a reality show? This girl literally says, I need more money. I need to make more money. I'm going to get on Twitter and I'm going to tell all my Twitter friends, send me money. And like stupid fools, everybody that follows her around says, sure, I'll be glad to give you all my money so you can live the fab life while everybody else suffers. I mean, I see more insanity in that reality show just to see the mindset of like how do you live with yourself? Like, these are people that would, they expect you to, when you work for them, you got to do the job for 20 people, or it's not, you're a failure if you can't come up with their wishes. Their demands are so outrageous, and if you can't fulfill their demands, there's something wrong with your work skills, your work habits. Like, you got to do the man of 100 people to work for them, and for them to think, oh, you did a good job today. And they're paid, they don't pay you the same value they pay themselves, which means they don't value, if they value themselves according to how much money they make, they, in a comparison, it's like they value themselves 100%, but they value you point 0.0000005% in comparison to what they make. So anybody that's working for them, anybody that wants to follow them on Twitter and buy all of their shit, they don't give a shit about you. They're laughing at you. They're saying, aren't you a sucker for buying my shit? Because now I'm rich. They're trying to get you to say you don't need anything so that you won't want anything, so that you'll be happy to give all of your stuff to them. It's the perfect con game, is tell somebody you don't need your food, give it to me. It's stupid insanity. If you can't, if you aren't passionate about a vision, it's hard to have faith in it. Well, first of all, you should have a vision. You should know what a vision is. Like his idea of vision is destroying the planet. I don't believe that people create their own visions. Rather, I believe the visions are actually God's way of communicating with us. So his friggin' ego, the thing that says that he's right, his visions of what is supposed to be right and wrong, they're from God. So he really believes he's doing God's work. All of his greed, all of his neediness, all of his visions to perpetuate the destruction of the planet, he thinks it's coming from God. What holds most people back isn't the quality of their ideas, but their lack of faith in themselves. Lack of ideas, quality. Some people with a really, really bad idea and way too much faith in themselves destroy the planet. That was really ironic that the quality of your ideas should be somewhat relevant. But he doesn't really care whether it's a good idea. He likes bad ideas because bad ideas creates more problems, which more problems means we can sell more products. Whatever obstacles appear in your path, put your head down and get past them. Those obstacles aren't real. They're just God's way of testing you. He's asking you, do you want to make it or not? So it's like, if you have obstacles in your path, put your head down and get past them. So if there are problems in your past, it's like, ignore it. It's gone. It doesn't exist. 100,000 people got killed from my product, but let's just not look at that obstacle. Let's just bury our heads and pretend it's not there and keep on going, because that's God's way of testing you. Can you still do the wrong thing even if people say stop? I love his sayings. It's important to focus on what we do best, master one craft at a time. Well, I think, Russell, you should find something you do and well at, because so far I ain't seen anything that you've done well at other than you've been doing evil, and you've been doing evil real well. Maybe you want to learn more about God instead of Satan. That's why a lot of people are thinking the elites are Satan worshippers, because you look at their words, you look at your actions, the end result is somebody's dying and you call it God. Naturally, people that are watching your behavior are going to say, well, they believe in Satan because God doesn't act like that. In the end, the overriding factor in whether or not you realize your dreams is going to be you, not the world. You. Well, Russell, I think it's going to be the 99%. When people like you destroy it this much, Eventually people will wake up. Always try to be yourself. Are you loving myself so far? Any kind of lasting success is rooted in honesty. Which is why, Russell, I assume that you're out there protesting because it's a little hard for you to make as much profit off of the slaves when the slaves have no money to buy your product. So I really realize that you're trying to get money back into your little slaves so that they can buy your products. Um, but that ain't going to happen because nobody's going to play that game anymore. So your success is very limited, um, which means it was based in a total lie. So your success is, so there you have it. There's one of 3 pages of Russell Simmons quotes. The guy has really truly lost his mind to, I really get the impression that he's a good guy. I really get that he kind of wants to do the right thing, but his ego can't allow him to say, oh, I did something wrong. He must have been hell to live with. Mind you, looking at his ex-wife, she looks like a little bitch, too. Like, she needs stuff, and lots of stuff, and stuff now. I can't see how the two of them would have been able. Can you imagine how their kids, if the two parents can't, their greed is so overpowering. Can you imagine what it's like to be in that family? What it's like to be those girls with two parents behaving like Satan? It must be hard. But anyways, there's my take on Russell Simmons. I'm doing this because, somebody's got to let this guy know where his insanity is. At some point in time, he's going to look at all of the problems in the world and realize he's the cause of it instead of blaming everybody else. And what he's blaming on, this is the kicker. Every way he makes money is on Wall Street. That guy couldn't get rich unless he had Wall Street going on for him. He couldn't sell any songs. He couldn't do anything. He couldn't do shit unless he was able to commit the crimes on Wall Street. So then Wall Street gives all of their money to government, which Simmons is against. He doesn't like Wall Street giving money to government. Yet that's who gave them the money is Wall Street. Simmons, all of his money is coming from him through, his friends. Because he's friends with every one of these guys. He couldn't be as successful as he is unless he was right down in there friends with Satan. These guys are best friends. You cannot make a living unless you sell your soul. So this guy's definitely buddies with everybody that handed government money from the bankers. And then he's saying he wants that changed. It's like, everything that this guy is saying that he wants changed, he's guilty of. It's like, be the change. All of this really, really great advice is be the change. That's what he needs to do. Be the change. And, I would accept him when he comes over to those protests and says, you know what, I was dead wrong. I had no idea I harmed the planet. Here, everybody take all of my money. Let's put it towards something that benefits all of humanity. He would never do that because he's too freaking needy, and he needs. And so he's going to attract more and more ways that he can feel more and more needy. But if he did change, opportunity for, massive shift, but somehow the 1% will never change. And the whole idea is you got to change within self. So us selves got to change, and us selves got to stop working and buying shit from Simmons. And anyone that walks and talks like Simmons, they are the greed. Anybody that's got a higher bank account than you, they did not work harder than you. They committed more crimes than you. We need to get that one right. Because it ain't about working hard. I worked hard and look at what I got. Nothing. So working hard does not make you money. Only crime pays. So anybody that's got more money than me, suck it up, you're a criminal. I know it. The rest of the world is starting to be awake to it, that it is criminal acts. So it ain't hard worker. I would never criticize anybody for being a hard worker. I just never seen a hard worker rich. I only seen lazy criminals rich. So there you have it. Peace out.